Okay, welcome back to Movie Masters, and I am coming to you all the way from Phuket in Thailand. And today we're talking about the DJI Action 4. It's only been out about a month, and I'm on holiday and I needed an action camera. Now, currently I'm traveling with my A7C Mark II, which I also got in Thailand in Bangkok. And before that, I've got my FX30. I just wanted something as well for photography. Also, I wanted to do 2 angles, although at the moment, I actually only did come with 1 lens. Anyway, let's get back to talking about this. Now, I really actually was looking for the Pocket 3, right? Everyone is raving about the Pocket 3, and I thought, why do I want to settle for something like this when I could get this camera that, you look online, you look at the footage, it's pretty amazing. They've done comparisons to some of the Sony A7 series, and it's a close call. But back to this, why? Now, I thought to myself, I'm traveling, I'm on holiday, I'm gonna be going swimming, I'm gonna be going hiking, maybe I'm gonna be going on like ATV bikes, or bungee jumping or whatever, the adventure things you do when you're traveling, jet skiing, snorkeling, right? I needed an underwater camera, a drop-proof camera. That was my biggest reasoning, because I knew that with the Osmo Pocket 3, as much as I wanted it, I would probably end up breaking it. It just, I know it comes in a little case, but it seems a bit flimsy. Like, I do own the DJI Mini 3 Pro, and the gimbal, it's so sensitive. These are built tough. And to get to the point of these, the durability, they come with this extra case. I guess it's like a hard case, like you would get for your phone. I guess a drop-proof case. As far as my knowledge, it doesn't improve the underwater depth ability or anything like that. So speaking of that, specs-wise, it goes to 18 meters underwater without an additional case, which you can buy. But 18 meters, that's pretty good. Unless you're going like deep diving, it's gonna be more than enough. And I think for like the average person who's doing that kind of thing, like if you're doing deep diving videography or photography, you're gonna be getting an underwater case for your Sony, So I think 18 meters is more than enough. I want to talk about the most remarkable feature of this camera. Now, they've just upgraded it since the Action 3. They've given it a much bigger sensor. So that means the ability to shoot at nighttime is much better. Now, at first, I didn't get the right settings, and I recorded some night scenes on the little screen. They looked great, and then I took them, and when I edited them on the computer, they looked really grainy and like kind of bad quality. And I got to say, at first I was disappointed. Then I went online, did a bit of research, realizing myself, having the settings on auto, it can make terrible choices. If you're a professional camera person, like, have the settings on manual. Yes, it does take time to change the settings, but if you want to get a good quality image, make sure if you're filming at night, maybe film on 24 or 25 frames a second. So filming at a slower frame rate, if need be. I mean, yes, sometimes you do want that slow motion effect, but if there's no need for it and you want to catch more light, that's important. Settings aside, it has a front-facing camera, a back-facing camera. Now, I really love the front-facing camera, like just the ability to see yourself. I know that the GoPro has this now too, but no, it's really good. Also, I've got like a certain pack that came with it. So it came with this selfie stick, an extendable selfie stick. Maybe that's about 1.3 meters, I think. Now, the best part of this, and then it just clicks on, right? So it's magnetic. You just click it on, click it off, click it on, Ooh, 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 ooh. And that goes the same for if it is in or is not in the case. Now, to remove it from the case, it only comes in and out one way, with the back going in this way, lining up with the 2 power buttons. Whether it's on the case or not, still has the magnetic function, the click on function. So I will say this only goes on one way with this magnetic stick. If you try to go on the wrong way, like it's the magnetic, it's just going to push against you. It's not going to click on. So it will only go the one way. To remove it, there is a little trick to it, because you have this lever on the side of the stick. Sometimes that can get in the way when you're trying to move it. Like if you're trying to do it this way, it's a lot harder than trying to do it this way. So that's one thing I've certainly noticed with this. I've done some tests on the stabilization, and that's another reason why I bought this camera, because I was looking, as I said before, like I wanted the DJI Osmo 3, but you can't get them anyway. But one of the main reasons I wanted them was because of the gimbal that it had. So you're gonna get this absolutely steady shot. Now, as you know, with the latest GoPros, probably since the Model 8 up, they've started to have really great stabilization. Now, so does the Action 4, and I mean the stabilization on this thing is next level. They have several modes of stabilization, so you can have it off as always. Then their version is called Rock Steady. Then you have Rock Steady Plus, and then you have Horizontal Steady, which is, I don't know, I think it tries to keep everything above the horizon. So like if you're moving left to right, like it tries to keep everything straight if you're going, you know, and it almost is like a gimbal-like effect.
Okay, so we're about to start the stabilization test. I have it set to off. I'm shooting in 4K at 48 frames per second, and we will start walking. I do have my hand on a selfie stick that's attached to the camera, and you'll see I'll be walking downstairs. So this is completely off at the moment. No stabilization. Okay. Now keep in mind, I've been doing film for over 10 years now, so like I have a pretty steady hand. So if this gives you an idea of what it looks like without stabilization, we'll see the next part and turn it on. All right, one moment. Okay, now I've turned on Rock Steady, which is the first slot of stabilization. There is also then the next level up, Rock Steady Plus. I know that with the Plus it can only be used in certain formats. So once again, we're walking with the Rock Steady. Go up some stairs again. Up another stair. Holding it fairly steady. All right, I think we will end this here and put on the Rock Steady Plus. Okay, now I have just turned on Rock Steady Plus. Let's see if this makes any difference. Now at the moment there is no steps, but I am walking down a hill. Not sure if you can notice that difference. There is one more option. We're gonna go. So look, I'm just gonna turn this around. Hi there. So this is Rock Steady Plus in selfie mode. All right, now I'm gonna put on the next level of stabilization. I'm not even sure it's a stabilization, but it's in the stabilization option. It's called like horizon balancing. So we'll see what that does. Okay, this is horizon balancing. I vaguely remember the guy in the shop showing this to me. Like, he was like tilting it. You know, I think it tries to stick to the horizon. Once again, I'll show you some selfie mode. Don't know, so I'm tilting the camera left and right, like pretty heavily. Now I'm walking straight again. And well, yeah, you tell me. What do you think? Horizon balancing. Is that better than Rocksteady Plus? Is this better than the GoPro 12? How does it compare, most importantly, to the DJI Pocket 3, the camera I did want? But once again, the reason I bought this one, because that camera can't go underwater.
Okay, here's my quick attempt to make some cinematic color graded footage with this camera.
Let's go for a swim. Oh.
They say it's waterproof, but is it salt waterproof? I always wonder.
That's living, Barry. That's living.
So, you know, have a look at some of the footage I've shot. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. So far, I'm happy with it. It could be a little better in the low light, but that's just because I'm so used to shooting footage with like f1.0 lenses or f1.4 lenses, or, you know, using cinema lenses, using my Sony FX30, using my A7C, you know, so to go from, you know, such a big sensor, like one, you know, shooting on the A7C, it's full frame sensor, to go something like this, of course, it's never going to be as good quality as that. But if you get the settings right, you can get a good picture. And also, you could take it everywhere, and you know that you're not gonna like break an expensive camera.
Now, a few other things I want to show you with this camera. So it does have a zoom function if you press the screen. So you tap and hold to adjust the digital zoom. So let's tap, and then there you go. So it does have up to 2 times digital zoom, which seems to keep the quality fairly the same, much like Sony's clear digital zoom. You don't want to go in too far. I think essentially it is losing resolution from 4K to 1080, but it's still usable with that zoom if you need it. I would prefer just to do it in post personally. So there is actually 2 ways you can adjust some of the settings. So even though it is touchscreen, if you touch the power button on the side and then touch it again, you can choose between photo or video, right? So that is one setting that you can change manually without having to press the screen. I do find the screen is fairly good. Just to give you an idea, depending on the resolution, as you can see, you can get up to 120 frames per second in 4K as long as it's in 16:9 ratio. And once again, same with the 2.7K, and with 1080 you can go all the way up to 240, and you can even add the Rocksteady but not the horizon balancing in that resolution. The horizon balancing is only in the 16:9 on, yeah, horizon balancing or horizon steady. Oh wait, there's horizon balancing and horizon steady. That one isn't on the 4K, it's only on the 2.7K. Okay, I've just learned that myself. There you go. So there is a secret option. So horizon steady. Okay, well, I've got something new to play with.
Alright, so I may have misunderstood what the horizon steady is for. I think it's for when the person is talking to the camera and you're moving around, right? Say I'm going to sway this camera side to side. I'm doing that pretty heavily, right? I don't know how that's going to turn out when we look at the footage, or how the walking. Well, let's go with some jumping. But let's see how that pieces together as I move. Obviously, this is going to look better when the sun is lighting my face. that's a little problem with this. Like, when you're in the right lighting, it can look amazing. But, you know, if you're against the shadow, but I mean, you shouldn't film like this. If you're gonna film like this, put a fill light in front of your face, you know. But of course, you know, if you don't have access to that kind of stuff, film like this. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this in-depth view of the Action 4. If it's something that you may need, because maybe you can't find the Osmo Pocket, no, or because maybe you want something that is durable and goes underwater and isn't that bad. Maybe it is just that good.